on fire whenever I'm with you. Cause we go back in time to thrill some.
Welcome back to Chris and Chaos. Another episode of The Last Hope. I'm Mai, the chaotic good GM, and I'm joined with my wonderful group of players as per usual to create some more, yearning? Despair? Hope, maybe?
Some more yearning.
Gay
More.
yearning?
Gay yearning specifically. We are also joined by our new stream mascot, Quinn. I did name her after Harley Quinn because I got her in a Harley Quinn cosplay. She'll be watching the stream. But, welcome back! It's been a wild 12 episodes up until now, and we're going into episode 13, which, while Twitch does not reflect the new name, it is called Ida Leaves today, which is wonderful, as the party has just been teleported to the base of Moti Griba, which is the volcano at which Sister Acacia is at the top. And Dessa and Mona both knew loosely that Moti Griba meant Mother's Grave. Before we get rolling, please follow us on all of our platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, all of it at Crits and Chaos. Subscribe here on Twitch. We would love it very much, so you get your notifications when we go live. Crit Awards nominations are open. I do think we have received one, potentially. If you are interested in maybe putting us out there, give that a look. Bree, what category are we again?
I know for sure one of them is homebrew, and then another one was TTRPG one, and also we also qualify for player of the year, DM of the year, producer of the year. There's a whole bunch of them, but if you want to vote for all of us, which I think is amazing, the homebrew one for sure is where we fit. And then there's one other one. It's underneath that selection. How I know this is because someone asked me.
We would be tickled pink if you did, and absolutely unbothered if you don't. But we just like that you guys are here to watch.
Yes.
And tuning in, because this is a story that we are creating for you guys. So unless there is anything else we have to say, I think we can go ahead and kick back off into things. Are you guys all good?
I thought you said cake at first, and I was like, we have cake?
I wish I had cake. No, I do have dinosaur chicken nuggets, though, for my first meal of the day.
Those are the best with sour
4:30
cream, just fun fact.
I don't have sour cream right now, but I will try that at some point.
Don't look at me like that, Zara. I thought it was weird, too.
Really, it feels like a very, very white person thing for us to say. Okay.
Someone recommended it for me, and they're like, you can only do it with the dino nuggies. You can't do it with the other nuggies.
Well, we are off and running. Welcome back to the world of Avalis now, and the story of The Last Hope, as our party that consists of Cypress, a lovable gnome druid, Dessa, a lovable tiefling paladin, Ginny, our lovable glitter barbarian orc, and Mona, our fearless team lead, who is a tiefling rogue. Yes, I saw that look, Sora.
Yeah, what was that?
It's fine.
Why
It's
am I
fine.
the only one who's not lovable? That's crazy. Lovable for everyone but me.
Fearless is so much better of a descriptor, though. No, Mona is also very lovable. We love her. She's a sweet little, they're sweet cinnamon roll.
We love
They
all
have
of
set off to save. They have set off to save the world of Shanti Hutha, which is their home, and they have been thrust into this island called Avalis, and everything is crazy, and everything has been dangerous and wild. And now they have to climb a volcano that is rumbling and smoking to get to the top. And that is where we're going to pick up. But before you guys dive into RP, all give me perception checks. Everyone give me a perception check. Start off with a dice roll.
Already. Where is my Mona dice? Oh no! Oh, never mind, I found it.
Shoot, I gotta get this. I was playing around with character stuff earlier.
That is an intelligent 20.
Ooh,
An intelligent 20. Love.
And we are level 8, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got a 15. I got a 15 for that.
15.
I got
15.
a 9.
15 and 9. Everybody but Cypress
Damn.
notices above just having the rumblings of the volcano that you're stood at the base of. Off in the distance to your left, to the west, there is what sounds like large footsteps moving very quickly. And before you even have a chance to fully process, you see this massive creature. It's easily 12 to 14 feet tall. It's stocky and it looks heavily armored, but like natural armor, and it looks aggressive. And it is running at all of you.
Oh shit. Okay, how close are we? So it's running at us. How close are we to the volcano?
You're at the very base of the volcano. There's a path, like, right next to you, there's a path going up. At the speed this thing is going, you're not sure you'd be able to make it any significant distance up the path before it catches you.
Okay. Then in that case... Oh, Jesus, we haven't had a long rest. Jesus. Okay, sorry, I was looking at my resources.
And is
Yep,
anyone
you guys
gonna
are on fire.
Does anyone tell Cypress?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Like, it's in the mind link, you definitely get an alert in the mind link.
Jenny's jumping between the rest of the party and this thing that's upcoming, going, alright, I'm letting you know that I'm jumping in and I'm doing a thing.
I would like to try to telekinetically shove him back 5 feet, which isn't a lot, but just enough to slow him down.
That one size larger than you? At least?
It is, let me see, you can tell, it just says one creature, it doesn't say how big.
Oh!
Click on it.
Does he make a saving throw?
To make it bigger, to make sure.
Yes. It is only a 13 though.
Strength save?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Testing? Okay.
We'll use this pretty blue dice. That is a 22.
Cool beans. So, throw out like a red telekinetic force slam, and I imagine he just shatters through it. Is just how I'm seeing it in my head.
Okay. So how close is he to us?
He is probably 100 feet right now. He's moving quickly.
Okay. Damn. Can he move 40 feet forward real quick?
Mona would have flown up, not interacting, but flown up once realized.
Because I would like to cast something on it, but it needs to be 60 feet. I thought it was a little closer than that.
I would like to turn around and cast Guiding Bolt at the 4th level at it.
Ooh.
Cast Guiding Bolt. Wait, hold on. Does Cypress remember the spell Guiding Bolt?
Oh, shit. Just kidding. I'm gonna cast Ice Knife at the 4th level.
You can cast Ice Knife. Cast that, and then everyone else roll initiative.
We actually have to fight?
Yeah, because I attacked.
Initiative doesn't always mean fight. I will say that.
That is a 27 to hit. And that's just a
That hits.
And that's just a D10. I thought it was bigger. What is that? That is a D8. That's a
All right. I got a 15.
I'm putting mine in the initiative tracker.
Thank you.
That's 6 points of damage.
Yeah, you're...
It takes nothing.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Radiant?
It takes 1d10 damage. The shard then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed a dexterity saving throw or takes 2d6. So I need it to make a dexterity saving throw of 16.
It fails.
That's an additional 5 points of damage.
It does not take anything.
I'm sorry, sir.
Oh,
I did not mean to laugh.
Guys, and I yell out, guys, I just used ice knife and nothing happened.
This thing, you described it. Does it look fiery? Like, does it look like a head? No, because I was like, maybe it's just like immune to fire. I mean, to ice. Okay. Okay, cool. Well,
Bree, what's your initiative? Or what's Cypress's initiative?
Ice out of the picture.
6.
6? Okay, Cypress.
I thought I was
Okay,
gonna get the lowest.
Cypress.
I rolled a 4.
God damn. Okay. Top of initiative, Mona. You're up.
Betty Spaghetti. So I'm about... I'll say Mona probably only flew about 30 feet into the air. I am gonna... Can I get advantage on him? Because is he close enough for me to get advantage with how everybody is spread out, or no? Do I need to fly on the other side of him to try to get thinking?
You 100% don't have enough movement quite yet to get there, quite yet, because he was 100 feet off.
Mm-hmm.
So, not quite.
So he's 100 feet off. I can make my movement 60 feet. That's still not enough. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Then... I'm trying to figure out... Okay, I know what I want to do. Let me see. Move... Nah. Okay. Can I hold... Is it possible that he would get close enough when it's his turn for that to be a thing? Okay, then can I just hold my action? I'm gonna use my bonus action, but can I just hold my action specifically to throw the psychic blade at him once he is close enough for me to benefit from advantage? Okay. Bonus action, Mona is gonna click the heels to her boots, which I cannot remember the names of those boots. But
Boots of Speed.
Boots of Speed, which doubles it only doubles your walking speed? Boo. Whatever. It's gonna double her walking speed. And that is it, because she's gonna hold her action.
Got it. Okay. It's its turn next. It's gonna keep running. It's just full running at all of you. Your held action goes off, Mona.
Okay. Amazing. That is gonna be a 26 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And then, you can't be too sure these days.
Crazy.
2, 3. Sneak attack. Okay, it's 46 for me. Okay. 17. And, 17 psychic blades. 26. 19. 23. That is 23 points of psychic damage at him.
Damn, okay. That does exactly what it looks like it should do.
Okay, cool. So psychic damage. You hear in the mind link, almost like a checklist. Just psychic damage works, ice damage doesn't work, and Mona is actively cataloging what types of damage it appears to be taking. And that is going to be her held action.
Its whole turn was spent moving because it was not close enough to attack any of you, which means Dessa, it is your turn. It is now close enough for you to do your spell if you would like.
Close enough to do my spell? Okay. Cool. Meaning that it's within 30 feet? Okay, cool. I'm going to cast... I'm going to use my bonus action. Let's see. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Compelled Duel.
Okay.
Ooh!
Yeah, I needed to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's gonna be really fun to mess him up once he's compelled to duel you.
No, once you attack them during Compelled Duel, they're able to attack you.
Say that one more time?
With Compelled Duel, if I'm not wrong, they can attack you.
Like, if
they are only locked on the person who compelled them as long as no one else attacks them.
Mm.
That's a 19.
Spell ends if you attack any other creature. 19? Well, it passed that shit then. Alright, cool. So that was just my bonus. Fantastic. Great. Love that. So, I am going to use my action to... Cute. What do I want to use my action for? You know what? We just got this Cloak of Flying. Let's go ahead and, I'm gonna use my action to, summon or use my Cloak of Flying. Since it's massive and junk. So, I just say, fly? What? And I guess these, massive, bird-like wings, sprout, or the cloak manifest, or, shimmers or whatever. Listen, it turns into wings, bird-like wings. And Dessa is just first of all, she takes 2 seconds to be awed by it, and then second, she tries to move with it, and it's probably to Mona, if you're looking at this, it's about to be the most janky flying you've ever seen in your life. It's the wings are moving, but at first, Dessa's just how the it's not letting her get off the ground. Eventually, she figures it out, so she's kind of levitating for a little bit, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna move from where I'm at.
Okay. Are you just flying? How high up are you flying? You have, I believe, a 60 fly speed.
Yeah. I would say probably it's only 12 feet. I'm probably 5 feet in the air for right now.
Okay, Ginny, it is your turn.
All right, so it's within 30 feet by this point?
Yes, it is.
All right, so I'm going to bonus action rage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go in for a nice little attack. With my hammer.
Go for it.
Very simple. I rage and I hit it.
Rage and smack.
Uh-huh. Alright. And I get 2 attacks per action, so this is the attack action. Doo-ba-doo. Alright. I need a new dice, because this one has consistently rolled under 6. This is so far. Ooh. First roll was a 3 plus 8, and the second roll was a 4 plus 8. We're gonna switch.
The second one hits.
Run up, swing.
The second one hits. Wait. 4 plus 8. Hold on. 4 plus 8. Never mind. Nope. Went off. Sorry. Yeah. Nope. That didn't hit. My bad. I can't math today. A swing.
Yeah, and I think that's the end of my turn.
Okay. That brings us down to Cypress.
This might be really dumb, but I'm thinking creatively. Because there's one, even if you succeed this, I want to do something. I'm going to cast Tidal Wave at the 3rd level.
Ooh.
Are you going to cast Dessa in it again?
They can fly, it's fine. I need, it's, range is 120 feet. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw of 16. It's 30 feet long and 10 feet tall.
Dog, I'm literally floating.
Wait.
Am I about to be washed away if this hits?
Wait, what's your dex save?
No. Dessa, you're not being caught in it. That was a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You were caught in it the
Cypress
last time Cypress cast it.
I'm
not that.
This is the first time I've cast Tidal Wave.
Maybe it would just be karma.
Oh my god. I lied. Sorry, Dessa. Roll a dex save. Sorry.
God damn it, Cypress.
I'm sorry. It passes with a 23, by the way.
Silvery barbs.
Okay.
Ooh.
You're getting hit, bro.
It fails by a lot.
Okay. So you take 48 bludgeoning damage and knocked prone. And then Dessa, you'll take half if you succeed.
Did you say bludgeoning damage?
Yeah.
It takes nothing.
Okay. Well, either way, you're knocked prone.
Cypress?
I wanted it to be knocked prone.
Again?
I have to roll it. It's 48.
It's immune to prone.
Oof.
What the hell are we fighting, bro?
11 points of bludgeoning.
Hell, bro.
But it's knocked prone, so that gives you guys advantage.
It is not. It is immune to being knocked prone.
Oh, does it take any damage?
Nope.
So no bludgeoning.
I thought that was so creative in my head.
It was creative.
It was. No, that was great.
It was creative. It was creatively fucking me up, is what it did.
Oh, also you're knocked prone, then that means Dessa is. Because did you fail?
I passed.
Oh, you passed, so take half of 11 damage.
You're fine.
Okay, gotcha.
5.
So 5 points.
Got it.
Um,
Already calculated it.
Cypress, is that your turn?
I already used my reaction. I'm just checking my... Because I'm out of wild shapes.
Yep.
Which is fine.
You are.
We need a long rest.
Yeah, that's my turn.
EP.
Mona, it is your turn. You are the only person who's been able to hurt this thing.
And also, there's now water everywhere.
There's water everywhere.
Okay, well that one rolled off the iPad. That is... Hold on. A 19 to hit?
Hits.
Betty Spaghetti. I don't want that one. That one always rolls bad. Okay. Okay. I rolled almost all 6s. Okay. Hold on. Stop. 6, 12, 18 plus 4 is 22. I don't know why I short-circuited just now. 20 plus 4 is 26. Plus another 4 is 30. That's 30 psychic damage on him. As another psychic blade flies at him.
Okay.
And then I am gonna use my bonus action to hit him again. That is a 21 to hit.
That hits. This thing's AC is 13.
Okay, bet.
So,
Oh, damn.
that hits.
And that is only... Hold on. I always feel like I'm not doing the bonus action right. Okay, it's 1d4 instead of a d6. That's what it is. So that's for the bonus, it's 1d4. That is 7 on the bonus. As a second psychic blade hits him. And then Mona is currently 30 feet in the air. She will... How are we positioned right now? Are we all on the same side of it right now with Mona just like in the air?
Yes.
Or if I fly
Yes.
to the other side of him, can someone get flanking?
Yeah. They would.
Okay. Then Mona is going to use her movement. So how far away is he from us?
30 feet. We'll say 30 feet because...
Then I'm gonna use, because her speed is double. I won't use her full speed. I'll use 35 feet. So she's 30 feet in the air. Use 35 feet to go on the other side of him, positioned so that people who attack get flanking. And that is my turn.
Let's let Mona fuck this thing up.
You could help roll higher.
I rolled fine. I just didn't attack just yet.
Okay. It is going because Ginny is trying to mess it up and it can't get to the person who's actually messing it up.
Do I have my
It's gonna
reaction?
try and hit.
Do I have my reaction back?
No.
Okay. My
It comes
turn.
back on your turn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bad at this. I apologize. I'm going to need reminders.
No sorries, no apologies. You're all fine. It's going to try and hit you with its horns, Ginny.
Bring it.
For a 21 to hit.
That hits.
I don't have
Ginny to
the
me.
D.
Actually, Ginny,
Where-
you're kind of tanky.
I can take it.
Right. Kinda tanky? Kinda tanky? Ginny
I'm the
has
tankiest
bludgeoning
tank.
damage and slashing,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
great
it's
because
like
you're gonna
taking
take. You would have taken 7 piercing, but you're gonna take 3.
Oh, that's it?
What happened?
Just a scratch.
What happened?
Oh,
Did we
I'm
lose Bree?
I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
That is.
Oh no,
That is
I'm down
it.
to 82 hit points.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's all it's
no.
gonna
Down
do.
to 82 hit points, and that is still like way more hit points than I have, and I'm at full.
Katie was, or Ginny was at full too.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many hit points I got. I can't.
Too many.
You have more than Jenny, don't
Whoa.
you?
Well, yes, but whoa. Wait a second, Mom.
Wait a second, Mime. No, I don't think so.
I'm at a right
Okay.
99 anyway.
That is its turn. Which means it is Dessa's turn.
Shit. All right. So what did we say didn't work? We know that bludgeoning doesn't work. We know that the only thing that's been taking is psychic damage. I don't have shit that's gonna do psychic anything.
Oh.
Have we tried radiant damage yet?
No. You have not. Would you like to hit it with your sword?
Yeah, I would like to fly towards it and hit it with my sword.
Would you like to be a paladin?
I would like to be a paladin and put divine smite on that too. I'm gonna do
myself
that.
chuck on my turn.
Where's my smites? Whatever, it's gonna be at the first level anyways. Let me roll to hit first before I start doing this.
Yes.
Anyway, hold on, plus what? That is, okay. It is a 13. I was about to start tripping.
13
That
hits.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, I'm gonna hit it with my long sword first. That is. Watch it not take any of this damage. That's gonna be
Don't
10
worry, I'm
from
cataloging.
the. It's gonna be 10 from the long sword, and then I forgot. I always forget what divine smite is.
I know what that face is, mine.
2d8. Mine is smirking and shit, so I know that what I'm doing is probably not gonna work.
It might. Maybe it's a
But-
smirk of being excited for you.
Alright.
Don't look at me like that.
Okay, it is. Okay. So that first one's 4 plus what? Damn. That's an extra 9 damage, so 19 total.
Destiny, it doesn't take anything.
I knew it. I knew it. I could
Oh,
tell. I could tell as
All
soon as
right,
Destiny
yeah.
said
No radiant.
13 to hit, and I saw that
You gotta
face.
try
No
shit.
radiant
Right.
and no slashing.
Cool.
And no slashing. Damn. Okay.
Fantastic. It's not gonna take no elements either, I'm assuming. So cool. That's fantastic. I still have another one.
Fantastic.
I'm bothered.
I'm Bob. Man, I'm mad too.
Nah, this is fun.
It was a
That's
TikTok.
completely fine.
Fuck, man. I'm mad too.
Cool. Great. So I am going to use my bonus action to once again try to cast Compelled Duel.
Okay.
You
And I
got
need
this.
it to not pass. That'd be great.
What's the save it has to make? It's charisma, but or wisdom. But what's the number?
Yeah, 16.
He's the wizard.
We'll see. 16 on the dice, so it passes.
Bullshit. I'm just wasting everything. All right.
It's okay. We'll
And-
sleep soon. I say, hopefully.
I think I have a plan.
I'm
Why
gonna
do you have to
continue
say
to-
it out loud?
I think I have a plan.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. For my move, I'm not doing anything. Dessa is purposely not flying higher than 5 feet.
You're flying 5 feet in the air.
I'm scared, bro. I hadn't used this power before. Alright, that's it for Dessa. That's it for Dessa. That was a hypothesis round. We figured out that it did not do radiant, nor does it do slashing, I guess.
No radiant, no slashing, no bludgeoning, no ice so far.
Oh, it doesn't do bludgeoning?
How about we just
Nope.
Oh. It just takes psychic damage so far.
I think the only like non-magical thing we haven't tried is piercing, but I have a feeling piercing doesn't work. But if anyone wants to try piercing, you can.
I don't think I have anything that does piercing. Hold on.
Ginny,
Thunder
it is
would
your turn. I will
probably
let you
be
think.
good if anybody's got anything with thunder damage. But again, that's me spitballing.
I was gonna say I do. I remembered I'm not Malachi.
No, if you were Malachi, you would have dropped me already with a fireball.
Well, here's the thing. All I've got is bludgeoning and slashing. So I'm just gonna try and hit it with my warhammer again.
Oh.
And I'm gonna do 4 funsies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna make it a reckless attack so I get advantage. First attack is a 15.
He's the wizard.
Okay. First attack was a 15. Second was a nat 20.
Ooh!
Damn.
Well, I mean, if it does anything. But
If it does anything, we'll find out.
It's like getting a nat 20 and it not working.
Yeah, seriously.
I just, what if it's not even attacking them? What if it just wants to run through the volcano?
That would. We're just assuming.
I'm so
no!
mad
Let's
if that was
kill
the
this!
actual case.
well, at this point, it has attacked, so.
I have a plan, if it'll work.
Okay, so the first one is a 12 damage. And then for nat 20s, we do like the full damage that you get plus a dice roll, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so that would be 17 plus 26 damage for the second.
I need something to hit.
I do, in fact, feel really bad saying that it does nothing.
And Ginny just
let it ram into it at this point.
for a bonus or a reaction, can she roar menacingly in its face and do an intimidation? Just
You want
for
to
fun.
intimidate? Do you hit it twice and it did nothing?
Yeah, why not?
You're like, and let that be a lesson to you.
I want to know.
Imagine it's like every time you're gonna hit this thing and it doesn't do anything. I'm just imagining like squeaking noises.
On the nat 20 attack, I will let you do an intimidation as a bonus action because I want to reward that in some way.
Okay.
Just can reward it by doing damage because it is immune to bludgeoning.
Alright.
Ugh.
That would be a 16 intimidation.
It does not look intimidated.
Oh man.
It was a good effort though. Is that your turn?
I believe so. I don't think I can do anything else because hitting stuff is
Okay.
kind of my back.
All right, Bree, let's hear it.
What's your plan?
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw of 16 as I cast command at the first level.
Oh,
If it passes for Cypress but fails for me,
Maya, if you said something, I can't hear you.
go Cypress, go!
Go,
It
ninja,
fails.
Go.
I'm going to point at it with glitter coming out of my fingers and yell, surrender.
Under? I am processing. I am processing that. Hold on.
So
Why are you laughing, Destiny? It's all I got. Really.
and the longer they're there,
What?
Okay.
I can't understand.
So
your hand placement was killing me so bad. Seriously. Okay. I'm good.
you throw out this command. You know that it failed. It's wisdom save. And it will resolve on its turn. Is that all you do?
Let me. I don't think I really have. Yeah, no, because I'm not in my starry form, and all my bonus actions are in starry form, and I don't have any wild shapes. So yes, that's all I do.
Okay.
Thinking outside the box.
Question. With Cypress using command to tell it to surrender, I know that we won't know how that resolves until its turn. However, do I get the feeling that attacking it would affect the command that Cypress gave to it? No? Okay, then I will attack it. Ooh. That is a 15 to hit, which I know hits it. Unless it suddenly has shield, which would suck for me. No, you get out of here. $17. That is 17 points of psychic damage. I'm going to use my bonus action to once again hit it again. That is going to be a 25. No. Yes, a 25 to hit for the bonus action attack for an additional 6 damage. And I will not move. That is my turn. Oh.
This break is sponsored by WizKit. Oh. Not sponsored by anyone.
Sorry, my mic stopped working.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I'm back. Okay, it's its turn, and it has been staring at Cypress since they yelled at it, and it's processed that you said something. It knows that you said something. It does not know what, though, so it's going to charge you.
It doesn't understand common.
Fuck!
It's a beast. So.
I think Jenny had the right idea about roaring at it.
It runs at you, Cypress. And it's going to ram you. Does a 25 hit?
Silvery barbs.
That's a 24.
Oh, yeah, that definitely hits.
Cypress, wait, how close is Cypress to me? I hope they're not that far. It'd be cute if they
Because
were.
it had to run 30 feet to hit Cypress.
Okay, never mind. I had to charge up my special attack.
I had to run.
Yeah.
I have to grab my dice.
I love this so much. Genuinely. I'm having a blast.
One. I have to find D10s. 2, 3. Only 4. Only
That's
4
not
D10s.
bad.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
that's not bad. I still will be up.
Not bad at all.
Oh god, what is your face?
As I roll 3 10s and a 4.
Okay.
So 34
Okay.
bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As it tramples you. And it continues to run away. It takes its action to dash, or bonus action to dash, and runs past.
Is it running from the fight, or is it running towards another character?
It's running away from... No, give me an insight check.
Also,
everyone can give me a free insight check.
Would attack of opportunities trigger?
Inspiration.
Technically, yes.
26.
But you know that they don't do anything.
Oh, that's right.
Because it's immune to those checks.
Wow, that is a natural 1 on my insight check.
That is a 31 on my insight check.
I need to load up my... Where is my insight?
I'm raging. I'm not going to incite it.
11 for me.
All right. Mona, it is running away from you. Specifically, you. Because you have been hurting it.
Mm-hmm.
And it can't reach you to hurt you back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's running away from you.
Okay. Coward. Anyway.
And it will,
You know what?
it will continue to run.
Scary.
What did you say, Maya? I'm sorry.
It will continue to run away.
Mm-hmm.
You are out of it.
Mona will communicate that in the mind link. I think if we just let it run away, it won't attack us, and we can continue towards the volcano.
Is anyone hurt?
Well, hold on. I'm gonna go to. Can I go to Cypress real quick and give you some lay on hands? Like, damn.
Yeah, you could tell I'm hurting less than half.
Yeah.
Bro, you got squashed. This is gonna like.
Jenny's just yelling at the thing
like
as it's leaving.
Fly to you, right? Jess is gonna shakily fly to you and taking a lot longer than necessary because she can't do it right. And then she's gonna reach you and then 5 feet above the ground, and she's gonna. I'll give Cypress 20 from my lay on hands.
Thank you. Sorry I got you wet earlier.
Dessa, for the first time, realizes that she actually did get wet from that, and she takes one of her locks. She takes one of her locks, wrings it out, and she's going to go. It's fine. Don't worry.
I have a habit of doing that. But I'm glad you're okay.
Oh my god.
I'm glad you're okay too, Cypress. And she's gonna like pick you up, and she's gonna like pick you up and sit you onto your feet.
You are damp.
I've been wetter.
Yeah, I know.
So are we climbing the volcano or... Oh, it's just like hovering in the air.
Yeah, I think
Should we find a place to sleep?
What time is it?
DM, does it seem like that's a good idea for us? No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Unfortunately, with the volcano about to erupt and us on a bit of a time crunch, I don't think sleeping is a good idea at the moment.
Oh, right. That would be rather inconvenient.
Hold on. DM.
Oh, I cleaned
Up the mountain.
Mona's gonna click her feet again to turn off the feature of the boots, because I just saw that once it's been used for 10 minutes, it stops working until a long rest. And that fight was like less than a minute, right? Okay, so I'll just say I have like 9 minutes of that left.
You see Cypress crack their neck really hard, like, and then like roll their shoulders, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself at the first level.
Oh,
solid
sorry,
choice.
my lay on hands wasn't enough.
It's
not that it wasn't. I took a lot of damage, Dessa.
That's a lot of damage.
How much did you take?
I took 35 points of damage. I don't have a lot of life.
Me either. Maya, I can't hear you.
I took an additional 9 points of healing. Nine points of healing. 9 points of healing.
Okay.
Yay!
Now
Much better.
that you have all regrouped and are at the base of this mountain, you know that sleeping does not feel like a good option right now. You also know that you are right next to a path going up the mountain.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
A carved path going up the mountain.
Mona will come down out of the sky to like walk with everyone. And then she stops and she looks at she looks at Dessa. Is Dessa still flying like 5 feet above the ground, like wobbling?
Yeah.
Mona just stops and like looks up at Dessa. So if you're gonna fly, probably flying at a reasonable height is best. Otherwise, you're sort of wasting energy for something you could be doing walking.
Dessa is like the way that she's flapping one wing at a time, and she's just like, and she looks at Mona and like looks down at Mona. And she's just like, my first time.
I can tell, and it's okay. But maybe for the time being, you just walk up the mountain until you have a more opportune time to practice flying correctly.
I think it's really cool.
Cypress leans into Dessa.
When Ginny says, I think that's really cool, she looks back at Ginny, she looks back at Dessa, who's like flapping one wing at a time, wobbling, and looks back at Ginny.
Ginny doesn't have wings, she doesn't know.
Cypress leans into Dessa and whispers really quietly, only for her to hear, hey, at least they acknowledged you this time.
Not the crumbs.
Hey, you can't hear me.
No, that was me.
Oh, okay.
I heard you.
Okay.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to
pause.
Okay, so
You're
what I'm
breaking
gonna
up
do-
a lot. Pause.
Yeah,
Stop.
after your
Stop.
says that because
Stop.
Whoa.
Stop.
that's
Stop.
Mona has been. I'm gonna like say the command that lets me.
Hey, Destiny!
Oh, she's not even
Stop.
talking. She's not talking. It's just her computer was so behind.
Oh.
Hey.
What
Okay.
is that? Dessa, hang up and come back in. Please.
Please. Oh my. Oh my.
Do not, when you upload that, either don't edit it out or send that to me, because that's so funny.
I'm going to. Oh, that's funny.
That was great.
Stop. Stop. Couldn't stop.
I think you should when you edit this video. You need to edit.
No, I'm going to keep that in,
Does that sound better
obviously.
now? Yeah. Does that sound fine now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I nod at what Mona said, I heard what Cypress said magically somehow, and then I'm going to say the command that lets me and I forget that I'm 5 feet above the ground, so I say the command while I'm still 5 feet, so I kind of like drop down a lot lower or a lot more than I necessarily needed to. And then I'm gonna like not look at Cypress, but I am gonna put my hand on their forehead and kind of like move them back a little bit. I'm just like, please. And
What?
it's all in good fun.
Okay.
Because like I said, Mona has been acknowledging Dessa.
Mona will start walking up the path. Because she's like, if I don't start walking, they'll never start. So they just start walking up the path.
After that bullshit you said, and then Dessa crouches down and lets Cypress get on her shoulders.
Yes. Now fly.
No.
Well, hey, since gnomes know all about flying too, if there's any like tips, she can whisper tips in your ear.
I can.
Cypress.
I love that
I mean, she might just wing
Dessa's
it,
not
but who knows?
flying.
What did you say, Mike?
I love that you're not flying anymore, but the gnome is going to give you flying tips.
Yep.
The gnome
all right.
hasn't flown.
I have flown.
Ever. You've levitated.
I've levitated, and that's the same thing.
Someone levitated you.
Okay. Moving forward because we have stuff to get done. Now I know there was a conversation to be had. Dessa, now would be the time that I can give for you. If you want to do that now, please do.
Okay.
As you start to walk. You are walking and talking.
Take you off. We are walking and talking. I know that sometimes I can't comprehend when that happens, but I comprehend it now. So I'm gonna take Cypress off my shoulders and I'm gonna be like, so sorry. And set him down.
Sorry.
And I'm gonna like, if we're in our normal formation, I'm gonna like speed up a little bit and then like walk next to Ginny and go. Or I'm the. Hey. And then Dessa realizes that she had no idea how to begin. What's up?
And Ginny's just going, wait, so why don't you fly very often during battle?
I just got this ability from like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, right. How was it flying for the first time?
It was could have. I thought it was all for a first time, and then I was monitored that I wasn't doing well. That but over here for asking, how do you manage to stay so calm and level-headed all the time? I mean,
what do you mean?
I know you've seen how I've been acting lately, always upset and angry about something or another, and I don't really know what to do with that. Then I see you go into rages and use your anger to your advantage, it looks like, so.
Oh. I don't know. And I know that, like, one of the reasons why you get so angry and upset is you have good reason, and you've been missing Cassandra, and our entire journey has been with the backdrop of she's no longer with us. I mean, you have good reason to be upset. I guess, I don't know. One of us needs to stay calm and be able to, I don't know, something comes flying at us, get in between us and something else if someone's not paying attention. And I guess I have things that I'm angry about, but I rage and then I feel better. It's, I guess, exercise of my emotions, I suppose. It's not like I never get angry, obviously. It's just I know when it's time, I can use that anger to protect the people I care about. I don't know what I would do if I was not here to protect you and to protect the others. That might make me actually angry. I mean, like some of the nightmares that have been around recently. But if I'm actually here and able to protect my friends, I mean, there's a lot of big bad things happening. There's a world that might end. There's one of our friends just turned into a storm cloud, and that was our goodbye to her. I mean, but right here, right now, in this moment, I have my hammer, I have my friends, and I'm still standing. And I know that we're going to be facing stuff, but at least I get to be here with my friends, and I get to fight alongside you all. Not everyone gets the opportunity to do that, and not everyone has the opportunity to have someone to protect them. I get to be that, and I don't know, it brings me a lot of peace.
First of all, Katie, that was beautiful. Second, Dessa It takes a minute to let that sink in, and she tilts her head, and she goes, all I want to do is protect people. Protect you guys. Things just get so overwhelming, and I get upset and angry, frustrated, whatever you want to call it, and I take it out on people that I care about, and it's like I know that I'm not supposed to do that, but I don't know any other way to not do that.
You grew up as a soldier, didn't you? More or less?
Something like that.
It sounds like you didn't have an opportunity to know anything other than being the protector. For me, I became this way by choice, just through life, and obviously I'm pretty big, and not everyone that I've been around has been physically strong or imposing, and so it is something I fell into by my own choice. But if you were raised in it, maybe part of it is you feel like you should be a protector because that's what you were told you should be your entire life, but was it ever really your choice to do that?
Protecting people was something that my family is supposed to do. But I think it got lost somewhere along the lines. That image somehow became more important. I want to protect people. I do, but...
Why? What's your reason? And not because it's what you're supposed to do. What's your actual reason?
It's because I care. About you guys, about people, about the state of the world. I want to be able to help anybody that unable to help themselves, and I want to be able to help those that could but aren't able to in the moment.
Then hold on to that. I think if you hold on to that, maybe as you get angry and you take because sometimes you have had moments where you get angry and I don't know if you necessarily take it out, but it does spill over onto the people that you care about. But if you remember that we do care about you, and then remember why you're here, and like you, not what other people have told you, but you, maybe it'll help. And if not, if you feel like you're getting really angry and you can't control it and you're afraid you're going to spill over on someone else, maybe you and I can spar for a little bit and get some of that anger out. Because if you hit me, I'll be able to take it.
I really do miss sparring. A lot more than I thought I would.
It's so cathartic. You remember in training when we used to spar a bunch and like afterwards you slept like a baby every time? It was wonderful.
It was fantastic until I overslept and had to be woken up by... I remember, yeah.
I covered for you, it was fine.
I'll try to remember that. I mean, sparring with you would probably be a lot more equal than trying to spar with somebody who's constantly flying around all the time.
Hey, spar with me, learn some flying lessons from Mona. I mean, I thought what you did was super cool, but obviously, and she like pats her shoulders, no wings.
Well, your guys' opinions mean a lot to me, so.
And you mean a lot to me too. I know I don't always show it, but if I'm on this crazy journey of we're the only people that apparently are destined to save the world, she just kind of nudges your shoulder. I'm glad it's with you. And with Cypress and with Mona.
I'm glad it's with you guys as well. You, Cypress, and Mona.
And for what it's worth, as we go through all of this, I want to know what happened to Cassandra too. And I hope as we go through this journey, we'll be able to find out.
I hope we do too. Thank you, Jenny.
She just smiles and gestures up at the volcano. It's like, hey, if we're about to die from an exploding volcano, at least it's with friends.
On that note, I need everyone to make me a perception check.
Cypress is behind you, by the way. Dessa with her.
That was
Cypress.
Go ahead.
21.
Go ahead. Sorry, Mai.
Here you
go. Dessa, Ginny, please both take inspiration because that RP was incredible.
Hey.
We have a 21 from Mona.
Dessa, are you carrying me again?
I am.
I got a 7.
Okay.
7 is crazy. I got an 11.
I got a 9.
I rolled a 2.
And a 9. An 11 and a 9. Cypress, you're too enamored by the fact that Dessa's really warm again. Not like hot, just like warm. And you're like cozy. You're like, Dessa uppies are great. I've been missing out for too long because they were too pissy. So you're just enjoying yourself. Dessa and Ginny, you guys notice as you're walking up this path that there are markers every so often, like stone markers every so often, with some odd writing on it in a language that you have no reference for. And in the best way to describe, it's just you imagine of the island. It is the island's language, not a language you would be able to read. And Mona, the nightingale jacket is gone.
Out of your bag?
Out of your bag. And you get this feeling that this is a message that they can get to you wherever you are. And you continue up the mountain.
Damn.
Alright, everybody, let's go home.
Remind
calling it here. Bye, guys. I'm out. Good campaign.
I don't want to save the world. We're just gonna retire.
My coat is gone. I don't know what else to tell you.
Roll the end credits. I don't want to do this anymore.
That was so ominous. Like, what? Yeah, I think Mona, anyone who's paying attention to Mona will just suddenly see them put their hand in their bag and pause and just start patting around the inside of their bag, like open it, look, and they're just like, huh. They manage to keep the back chatter out of the mind link, or at least try to, and it just Mona will communicate to them that the jacket's gone. She would.
Did you tie it around your waist and forget?
No, Cypress. I had it in my bag. I've checked on it quite frequently, and it just suddenly felt light, and it is not there anymore.
Oh. I mean, no judgment if you forgot about your coat somewhere. I do it all the time.
Things.
I know, that's true. Are you okay?
Yeah. It's just a little odd. That's all.
Okay. Well, I'm here if you need to talk about it.
Thank you. Just thought I'd let you know.
as you guys travel up the mountain, or the volcano, the markers become more frequent. And as you kind of like look at them as you walk, anyone who would like to can give me an insight check on them. Hi, Mona. I know you love your insight.
That is a 27.
26.
20? Oh, okay.
What the fuck is your guys' insight? Jesus
Plus
Christ.
8.
My insight is
Anyway.
plus 8.
I rolled an
Yeah,
18.
damn. Anyway,
I rolled a 19.
I got a 19. Like an actual 19.
Okay. Dessa, Cypress, and Mona, you all have been reading these markers. And, like, not reading is the wrong word. You've been observing them because the language is too foreign. But you kind of glean a few things from them with your high insight rolls. The first is that they're likely an indication of elevation, but also that the path that you're on is a pilgrimage or a deliberate journey, like, to a more spiritual place. Like, this is designed for people who can read these to find not necessarily spiritual enlightenment, but a deeper spiritual connection. And so while you're not taking the pilgrimage, this place that you are traveling to is clearly one of great significance to the island. And it has a heavy feeling almost as you travel.
Ginny did not notice, right?
Ginny did not. Ginny's like, oh, they're really pretty. The script, the writing, super great. I don't know what it means though. Like,
because I imagine I'm on Dessa's shoulders and I'm like kind of holding on to her horns. And so I sort of lean over and I poke Ginny. Hey, I wasn't sure if you noticed or not, because I know sometimes you're looking for things to hit and you're just enjoying the pretty sights. But we're on like a super intense spiritual pilgrimage, apparently. I mean, we aren't specifically, but this is that road that people typically use for the island.
Was the thing that we hit that wouldn't get hit also on the pilgrimage? Or is that like part of like the pilgrimage thing that you have to face that and then live in order to get further on? Or
Yes.
You don't know that.
And I say so confidently.
All right, cool.
All of the
right,
things.
so we passed to the first test for this pilgrimage.
And it's not a deception, it's just, I don't know, sure. Yeah.
Now Ginny's dead convinced, like, oh, we're on our way to becoming holy people. I knew it.
Maybe we'll meet Janai.
Who?
Oh, it's this god that I follow.
Oh, is the god neat?
It's all about shenanigans. She's all about shenanigans, and so I believe in Janaiism. So I think on this walk, I'm gonna use the path of Janai.
Shall we shenanigan?
okay, I'm done. I'm gonna quit right here.
Yep.
It's been so good knowing you all. Bye. No, it's fine. You just canonized Janaiism, which I suppose on Avalis makes sense. But
Yeah, it does. That's why I'm like,
moving
oh, this would be appropriate.
forward. But on Shanti Hutha, Cypress. Anyways, it's fine. You guys continue to travel up and up until eventually, after a few hours of travel, walking uphill is a bitch, and you are tired, which you are becoming quite accustomed to at this point. You finally reach the top of the volcano across a caldera from a tree, an acacia tree. And Bree, if I put a picture in voice channel chat, can you put it up for me?
Yes.
Okay. You can ignore the colors. It's not that beautiful of coloring.
It's covering all of us,
Waiting for it
but
to clear up my end. That's fine.
let me know when you want me to take it down.
This is the Black Panther tree.
You can probably take it down now. It's been up for a little bit. I'm just waiting for it to cross my screen.
It's down.
But that tree is what you see as you come to the end of this path and you are standing across this caldera. And you know that this is Sister Acacia. And that is where we're going to take a break. We're going to have a short little 10-minute break to get our snacks, bio breaks, whatever you need. And we will be back to continue the story in 10. We'll see you guys soon.
Hi.
Oh no.
Hello
Okay,
again.
there's my audio. We're back. Welcome back. Last we left, the party was at the top of the caldera and they had just seen Sister Acacia for the first time. Sorry. Burn. And the party now has this opportunity to cross the caldera. So yes, Sora.
What is a caldera?
A caldera is... Oh.
Thank you for asking, because I didn't know what it was either.
I tried to look it up, but I was spelling it wrong, so it wasn't popping up.
Caldera is what happens when a volcano erupts and collapses in on itself.
Oh.
So it's the bowl of the volcano.
Gotcha.
Which is how you're able to stand on it without falling into magma.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. I looked it up.
They're very
Lads,
cool.
Can you block that? Thank you.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, you step down into the bowl of the crater, or the bowl of the crater. That's not words that Witten said. The bowl of the volcano, and begin to walk across this caldera towards Sister Acacia, and there is a vibe of walking through history itself, and that doesn't make a lot of sense to you.
Wait, you said
But-
a vibe of what?
Walking through history itself,
Okay.
which doesn't make a lot of sense to you, but if you could walk through a timeline, you imagine that is what this feeling is. And you cross the caldera to Sister Acacia and are stood at the base of this tree looking up. And you know that you need to get a leaf from this tree. That is what you need to go to the well. But before anyone can do anything, a vision crosses over your mind. And you see the island. And you see these magnificent cities with floating discs and high-rise buildings made of metal and stone and wumpish. People are thriving clearly at the technological advancement of the technological peak of their people. And everything is high tech and full of magic and incredible. And then the vision shifts, and you see a much different version of a high technological era, but of different people. These people are tall with 4 arms and 4 wings and horns, and some have halos. As you become aware that this group of what is implanted in your brain as Vethic are at the height of their civilization's prime, their technological prime. But instead of buildings made of metal and stone and this high tech, it's much more natural, as though buildings were grown from the ground and everything had tied back into nature itself. And then the vision shifts again to a world that has a similar influence to that of the Vethic, but clearly is not at their technological prime. And these people are known as the Basiju. They are gray-skinned with these eyes that are just these brilliant colors and almost no nose, kind of flattened faces, very little of a side profile, as their world is also very connected to the earth. Everything they do is tied into nature itself, as though perhaps they were once all druidic people. And then it shifts one more time, and you see a scene that for my players I'll describe as very Art Deco, very 1920s New York, everyone competing to be the best. And these are the Aetherna. And they look much more normal, but they have an air about them of hubris, of looking down upon blue collar, not because they're better necessarily, but just because they are elevated above. They are what is. And then the visions stop for a moment. And your vision returns to normal, and you're still stood at the base of the tree, having seen the rise of 4 separate civilizations, all set here on Avalis, as Avalis is now. And then, having only given you a moment or two, another set of visions washes over you. And you see first the Wumpish as they are now, they are no longer at their technological prime, but they are small and with little language and trading for shiny things from travelers instead of having this amazing civilization that they have created. And it shifts, and you see the Vethic, only they're not Vethic in appearance anymore. They are in the shape of small, parasitic-looking slugs. And you learn that they have become something called the Shadow Vein, as their civilization has fallen. And it shifts again to the Basiju, the people who were connected to life and the nature and the world itself, the people who look after and maintain the tree and the fens, but they seem hollow and disconnected from nature, disconnected from who they are. And then you see the Etherna, the people who had looked down upon the blue collar, who were always striving to be the next great thing, to find the next big thing. They have gone from being the best to the blue collar themselves. They are now the ones looked down upon. How ironic. How ironic that with the rise and fall of 4 civilizations, each would end up in such a distinct state of existence and come full circle. And then your vision returns to normal. And once again, you're standing in front of the tree. And all around you, the light is changing. And then you get another vision. You see a long time ago, before Avalis was an island, a child that resembles the striking shape of the island itself. And you know that this child is the island. And you watch as it is petitioned and agrees to take up the mantle of becoming Avalis. And from that moment, Avalis no longer had a childhood or a normal life, but spent the next few thousand years growing and forming itself as the island that you are on today, building itself up and watching as civilizations rise and fall, and rise and fall, time and time again. And it is almost accompanied by a feeling of sadness and despair, but also understanding, as even as a child, Avalis knows that nothing can stay perfect forever. Nothing can maintain that strongly, because even the best dynasties fall. Even the best civilizations, the most advanced, will meet their point of no return, and they will fall off and destroy themselves time and time again. And the vision fades. And your vision returns to normal. And the tree seems to have acknowledged that you are understanding what is happening. And it waits just a moment before Mona, we're going to start with you. The tree gives you a vision. Gives you two. But the first is of, how did I word it? A very important memory. I don't think that's how I worded it.
It was like
very heavy memory. Is what
heavily emotional memory.
Heavily emotional memory. Describe that for us. What memory does the tree show you?
Okay. So I think there is a flash of Mona about a little less than 3 years ago, standing in a really nice house, talking to their parents. It seems like a secretive conversation on her parents' end. It is the first and only time she has ever been asked to do a mission for the Nightingales. She is not given a jacket. She is not told to use the name. It is go and retrieve this thing. It's very important. We need you to do it in secret. And then there is sort of just a speed through of the days passing. And it cuts back to like it's late at night. Mona is flying home, covered in lots of injuries, lots of blood. She's soaking wet. She has a bag in her hand from the thing that she is asked to retrieve. But as she nears her house, she notices that there seems to be a lot of people around, which is confusing to her. And so she goes and she peeks through the window and she sees that there is a party being held in the Nightingale, like in honor of the Nightingales. There is a family portrait that is being painted while her family is posed as her father, her mother, her brother, and her sister. That was held while she was gone. She looks through the window and there is a brief moment where she makes eye contact with her parents. The siblings do not see her. And there is just a small head shake. And there's silence, and then Mona just flies on top of the roof to go to sleep. There is another few minutes pass, and her brother Deacon comes up on the roof, and there is a moment when she thinks he is there to talk, and he only holds out his hand. She gives him the item that she went for, and he goes back into the house, and Mona goes back to sleep. And then the next day is when she gets cleaned up and she goes to apply to join the Vigilant Hand.
Okay. Go off, Zora, damn.
Destiny is killing me, bro.
You experience this memory once more, and it is as though you were there. And then your vision shifts to where you would like to see yourself in the future. What does that look like?
In the future, Mona looks as they do now. But on their face there's no Mona tries to keep their hair neat, but sometimes it gets a little frazzled. It is like neat as they like to keep it done. They don't have like the dark circles under their eyes that carry like the usual tiredness. She is kind of just going around sort of what her family does, where it's like they are called to ask for help, but it is very specifically helping people solve things. Like something has gone missing. There is like a magic effect that nobody can quite figure out what it is. And it is very much that. And then at the end of the day, Mona is sort of just like up in a tree, just able to relax, able to essentially what a lot of people say, leave their work at home, where it's like she is not stressed out, she is not anxious for if she did anything right. She is simply relaxing after a long day of doing something she is good at. And if this were a camera, if you can imagine it from the POV of a camera, she is sitting in a tree and there is someone next to her in that tree, but you cannot quite see who that someone is. And that is how the vision ends.
Amazing.
It is essentially them being able to continue to do what they love doing, but in a way where they are at peace.
Ginny, the tree shows you a heavily emotional memory. Can you describe that for us, please?
So we're going back to Ginny's family home when she's about 12 years old. And we're just opening up on we're just opening up on a scene where her and her little sister are bickering in the kitchen. Her sister is sitting down with a cane next to her, and for her age, around 10 years old, is still quite small, and her legs are formed in a way that it's clear that her musculature doesn't work the same as Ginny's. And the sisters are just bickering at each other, but even while they're bickering, Ginny takes a paddle and uses it in order to bring out a tin of muffins or cupcakes. It's kind of hard to tell. And then sets them down on the table in front of her sister, and puts the paddle away and walks around the kitchen in order to gather frosting and decorations. And very clearly she is talking to her sister and very annoyed, and yet gathering the physical parts of putting together these cupcakes, putting it in front of her sister, and just rolling her eyes as they talk. Later that day, they both walk, and Ginny supporting her sister as her sister is walking with a cane to one of the local parks. And once the sunlight hits, it's been very clear that her little sister has a very sickly green pallor, as if she's been in bed for a very long time. And they make it to this park with other kids around their age, and sharing cupcakes. However, there is a group of girls nearby that just keep giving, they look at Ginny's sister with contempt. And at one point, one of the girls comes over and looks at Ginny and says, "Why would you ever eat one of those cupcakes? If she made them, why would you eat them? They look disgusting." And so does she. Ginny gets up, gets in this girl's face, and says, "Walk away before I rearrange your nose." And she finds that she means it for the very first time. And so this girl, being a girl, checks Ginny's bluff and tries to go and knock over the tray of cupcakes. And Ginny punches her and shoves her to the ground. And she doesn't really remember what happened after that, except she does look over, and one of the other kids does try one of the cupcakes and gives this expression of, "Oh, that's really tasty."
Okay.
Are we doing the second memory at the same time?
We are. So the next thing is where you would like to see yourself in the future.
Then the image changes to the bakery. And Ginny is carrying probably a 40 or 60 pound bag of flour on one shoulder and lifting things around the kitchen as her sister is directing her and her sister's husband to organize the actual physical labor within the bakery, as her sister sits with her cane that is now sized up for her adult sister, and is currently decorating expertly little tiny cakes right beside a giant 3-tiered wedding cake that looks like it was so beautifully and expertly created that whoever was going to eat that at a wedding ceremony was going to be extremely happy with the results. And at the very end of the day, all three would leave the shop, lock up, and Ginny goes home knowing that she took care of all of the difficult physical demanding lifting and cleaning within the bakery so that her sister could do what she loved, go home, and still have energy to live the rest of her life. And it's not necessarily pride. Ginny doesn't put herself above her sister. It's not that sort of thing. It's peace. It's peace at knowing that her being physically imposing has done good. And because the bakery, a lot of it is bread, and everyone needs to eat. No matter how civilizations rise and fall, everyone needs to eat. It is the thing that sustains life and keeps us going. And because of what she can do, she can keep her sister going. And it is a happy life, even if it's not a fancy one.
We can always count on Ginny to have like a wholesome moment when the rest of the party.
It's so nice to have that between the tragedy of the rest of us.
And I love that she included Dessa and Mona's wedding cake.
Heck yeah. It's gonna be so pretty.
Presumptuous, guys. They are barely speaking. They are barely speaking. Straight to bed.
Not the camera slap.
No, I got smacked.
Yeah. With the paper I have the notes on for Cypress's thing. Cypress.
Mm-hmm. Can I describe?
You get a memory.
Can I describe what it's like to try and get this memory?
Sure. Go for it. And then I'll give you the memory.
Yeah. So as I approach and I hear the words of about to give me a memory, I'm trying to pull one from my head, and the images fly from playing with Pebble to getting hit in the forehead with a meteor to seeing... No. That can't be the memory. And she sees Calliope's face, and all of a sudden, it feels like her brain is scratching, tearing itself to pieces, as this unknown memory appears in her vision.
And for the audience, I was given complete control over what this memory is. So, I will now... Cypress, this memory...
Destroy me, babes.
Always. This memory scratches at your brain. It's tearing it apart. But piece by piece, it clicks itself back together like a puzzle that has been nearly destroyed. Knitting itself together as you watch as this memory clicks back into place. You are standing outside your home in front of Calliope, and you look at her and you say, I cannot do this anymore. We are not good together. This is not good for either of us. And so I am taking this moment to walk away for both of us. And she looks at you with the most what's the word? Disdainful expression. And she just says, This this, Cypress. This is why your family is disappointed in you. And you're taken aback as she continues and she says, because you cannot see when something is good right in front of you. And you take a physical step back. You're like, Calliope, what do you mean? And she says, this is why they don't tell you any secrets, Cypress. This is why they don't let you in on the family secret. And then she stops, and her face pales, and she puts you under a gauche. And in this moment, with this memory, this gauche that has just been placed on you, this is why you can't remember what happened to Cassandra. It's not that you blocked it out. It's that this gauche that Calliope has placed on you has held you hostage for so many years. And then the vision shifts, and it shows where you would like to be in the future. Bree, go ahead and describe that for us, please.
Sorry. Oh, okay. So can you just clarify? I want to make sure I'm understanding correctly. What is a gauche in this context?
So a gauche is a spell that has stipulations on it, preventing you from saying or doing something contrary to the gauche. So, likely what happened is it prevented you from focusing on whatever was told to you.
Cool. So I don't know the family secret. But that's okay. So I pull back from that vision, and before I jump into the future, another vision, if that's okay to add to that, is it's only a little thing. She visualizes herself being stuck in bed for a week, not moving, not talking, not eating. And Cypress is like, no. I was gifted a vision of the future. It's time to move forward. And as I zap into the future, I see myself sitting in Ginny's bakery with my 2 partners, because I finally embraced my polyamory. And I invested in Ginny's sister's bakery. I see Dessa and Mona also there, enjoying some bread and some food, and we're all laughing. And we're all talking about what we've been up to. And Mona looks at me straight in the eyes and says, you know, the adventure may be over, but that doesn't mean our life together is done. And I just know that Dessa, Mona, and Ginny are my forever family. And as we're all enjoying cakes and celebrating, and my partners are sitting with Dessa and Mona, giving them relationship advice, whether they're together or not together. I don't know. That part of my future is unclear. I just know that they're happy, and I just know that they're stable. Pebble and his husband Bruce comes in, and Bruce requests the biggest, most expensive cake that Ginny's sister can order. And I tell Ginny that I'm going to take care of the chores because we're also roommates until she finds somebody. And I just sit back and I look at everybody, and I'm just happy and just content. And not all threats may be over, but at least I have them with me. This forever family.
Amazing.
What a
Cypher's ship's Desdemona is so fucking
It didn't come out right. Like I was like, wait, this makes sense in my head, but Cypress does, man.
Okay, I'm back, and all is well now. I can see you guys again. I had lost everybody.
I haven't been able to see Bree since we started. Like, I can see Bree on Twitch, but I can't see them on Discord for some reason.
I just lost everybody, and it was just doing loading screens, so I just fixed it.
Could you hear everything all right, at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard you. I just couldn't see, so I was just kind of winging it. Dessa, what is your heavily emotional memory that the tree shows you?
Can you guys hear me? I know my mic's been... Yes. Okay. So, the memory that Dessa sees takes place actually a while ago, 12 years ago, exactly. Or not exactly, but 12 years ago. She's only 11 at this point, and she's outside in the backyard of her home, training with her father. It's late at night. The sun has long since set. The moon is shining. It has been for hours, and Dessa has been training all day from dawn to this point on, very little breaks, because her father is not at all satisfied with her performance. And so her entire body aching, her chest is begging for her to take a breath, and she steps back. She can feel like the blood running from her nose, gliding over her lips, and it tastes horrible. Sweat is getting into her eyes, her entire body feels heavy, and her right wrist is in so much pain right now. And it has been for days prior, but she can't do anything about it. It's a different type of pain. It's not like just a dull ache, it's actually screaming at her. And so she steps back from and blocks another attack from her father. And she's just, her tears are mixing with her sweat, and she's just begging for her dad to let her rest, to let her go to sleep, because it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And she vividly remembers saying, Dad, please. I'm so tired. Tired. And then her dad says, if you want to rest, you will earn it. If you want to sleep, if you want aid, you will show me something that is not pathetic and worthless. And so he asks her to tell her what she did wrong. We've been running through this cycle for hours and you still don't get it. And then Dessa just cries some more. She said, I'm sorry. And she explains what she's doing wrong. But for some reason, it's still not clicking. And her dad is just like, if you know what you're doing wrong, why do you keep doing it? So Dessa tries again. She goes through the motions more and more and more, and she's still not doing it right. Her wrist is screaming at her at this point. And she's trying to tell her father that she needs to stop, that it hurts. It hurts so bad, more than anything. But he doesn't care. He just cares about making sure she does this correctly. And they will stay out here for the rest of the fucking night if that's what they need to do. So they run through it again. Dessa is messing up every single time because she's so exhausted. And then there is this particular moment where she not charges, because her legs feel like jelly at this point. She speed walks towards him with an attack that was not going to hit anything, could barely hit the air in front of her. And her father grabs that wrist that hurts, twists it behind her back, and then he kicks her forward. And the way that Dessa lands is so awkward, and she feels her wrist snap. And then so much pain just travels from her fingertips to her elbow to her shoulder, and all she can do is just sit there and cry. and her wrist is bent at like a very awkward, disgusting angle, and it's the most amount of pain she's ever been in that point. And through the tears, through the aching, through the crying, through everything, she remembers hearing her father yell at her to get up and run through it again. We're gonna shift a couple days later. Her father, because Dessa can't heal herself at this point, so she eventually gets aid. 2 days later, when her father finally decides to at least look at her wrist. In the meantime, she's been wrapping around in gauze, trying to like set it herself, but she can't barely move it. And then her father just comes into her room, sees that she's sort of like doing this motion with her wrist as gently as she can because it hurts. And he says, "We have more training." And it's that moment so it lets it in, because time again from age 4 to that moment, she was always like, it could be worse. I have it a little bit better than other people do. At least I have a house. At least I have some training in swordsmanship. I have food. I have all this other stuff. But it's at that moment where she realizes that she can have all of those things, but that doesn't change what she has to deal with herself. It doesn't make what she's dealing with any less valid. And she realizes in that moment, that was the first time she realized that her father did not care about her well-being, more concerned about turning her into what he wanted her to be, what the family wanted her to be, as opposed to what she wanted. And she gets up, tightens, tries to gauze her hand even more, work, and then she goes to slam the door before catching it the last moment and closing it shut gently. And that's the end of that memory.
Hold on, I need a second. So that hurt me deeply. Especially since Udonis Devonmore apologized before I knew this happened. I'm gonna strangle you, Destiny. Go ahead.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Emotional damage.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so Daryl's dead now. That's good.
Yep.
Udonis. Daryl is dead. Okay.
He doesn't deserve the name Udonis.
You don't deserve a cool name. You're Daryl now. What does the tree show you for where you would like to be in the future?
Okay, so in the future, fast forward, we're probably, let's say Dessa's probably, I'm just gonna ballpark, maybe 40s. She's in this really nice house, and she's standing in the living room. Ginny and Cypress are on their way over. Mona's already there. You know, punctual as always.
Duh, she lives there.
I don't want to say that.
Kidding. Sorry, I had to.
But they're barely even talking right now.
Okay.
Accidentally shipping yourself.
Continue. Sorry, didn't mean to
Anyway.
interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay, so Dessa's standing in the living room, and she just takes a moment to sit and just feel the air around her. And she notices 3 things. She notices how quiet it is. Something that she never really got to experience before. Especially since she was always around somebody who was talking, always around, like... And don't worry, she loves her friend. She loved living in the tower. But with other personalities there, especially when you live with people like Ginny and Cypress, there's always some sort of shenanigans going on. So she just takes a moment to like bask in the quietness, something that she didn't realize that she needed, but she's really glad she has it. She notices how warm it feels too. Not in like a physical sense, but like warmth, as in like, this is home. This is where I, this is a warmth that I'm not exuding myself, but one that I'm actually taking in, and it's warming me up externally. Great, I love that feeling. And 3, she feels loved too, and something that she never in her life felt before. Not until she came to the tower and got to meet her friends. Not until years later, where she's standing in this house where she gets to feel all types of love, familial, platonic, romantic, in all of its forms. She got to feel all of that, and she's really excited about that. The biggest thing that she is happy with is that she basks in the feeling of freedom. She is free from the restraints of her family legacy, free to be who she wants to be. Of course, her last name is Devermore, but she doesn't have to worry about carrying the Devermore name. She doesn't have to worry about, there's no family battles in her house. There's no sense of, she doesn't flinch when she hears certain footsteps. She doesn't feel her body start to tense up when a certain voice enters her ear. She just is able to relax. Even her own steps aren't as heavy. And she's able to no longer focus on things that were holding her back in the past. She's actually excited that she has the ability to look forward. And that's really what she wants, honestly. And that's where she would like to be one of these days. Hopefully before age 40, maybe, tomorrow. That'd be great.
That was crazy.
As you come out of what you want in the future, you haven't even fully come out of the vision yet. When a few things link up in your brain and it clicks. You're not a paladin. You were never supposed to be a paladin. You don't want to be a paladin because a paladin, that's not how you protect the people you care about. You were forced to be a paladin by your father and by your family name. And because you weren't supposed to be a paladin, that's why your shit doesn't work. That's why you felt like you couldn't protect your friends. You couldn't live up in battle. You weren't doing well enough. And it clicks to you that when you talk to Ginny about how she's always so calm, that's what you need to be. And you have a choice. The tree is giving you a choice to take it and run with it. Do you want to take it and run with it?
Absolutely.
You're no longer a paladin. But you are a barbarian. And that rage and anger you feel inside, you know it's always going to be there. But now you have a way to use it. And then all of your memories and all of the visions, they fade and they pull away from all of you, and you're left standing in front of the tree once more. Only for a second to allow you to process what has happened before the tree sends you into 2 final visions. The first vision is of your home, Shantihuta, and you are all back. You are watching as the view of this world is passing by. Every watchtower for the Vigilant Hand is full, and people are happy. The world is vibrant and thriving. There's magic everywhere, teleportation circles that go everywhere and never fail. And there is no scar and no break in the fracturing wall, because this is the rise of Shantihutha. And then the vision changes. Changes to about 20 years ago on Shantihutha, and you see a familiar face. Well, some of you. Not all of you have met Mona's dad. Or her mom, for that matter. But you see Mona's father stood with a 5-year-old holding his hand on one side, holding a 2-year-old little girl on the other hip, as he talks to someone in hushed tones about you don't know what, but it's very clear that the person he's speaking to is someone with the unordered. And then just behind him, a few paces back, on their mother's hip, is Mona. Not yet a tiefling, just a cute little 2-year-old. Mona being held by their mother, and Ariel, Mona's twin, held by their father, and Deacon, their older brother, listening intently as their father talks to this person. And it becomes very apparent as the vision shifts and changes and speeds up that day was the start of the fall of Shantihutha. And the vision ends. And you are left standing there, all of you in shock, as a leaf, a single leaf, falls from the tree, and it lands in Mona's hands. And as it touches your hand, you all blink, and you are stood inside of a well. This cavernous space, this blue pool as deep can go, and it glows slightly blue. And then you're left standing there, processing, only for a second, when you see out of the water pulling herself free. And she stands, she looks at all of you, and makes eye contact with each and every one of you. Guys, as Cassandra stood in front of you. And that's where we're ending the session.
No!
That's where we're ending the session. Look is closed, pen is down. We are ending about half an hour early. But Cassandra's back?
And Cypress is just
crazy, I
like,
know.
who is that?
No,
I know.
because you remember Alex.
I know.
You remember Alex.
Yep.
So
Is that Alex?
this was a much... That'd be so bad. That's the end of the session for tonight. I have absolutely emotionally destroyed some of my players. Other players have destroyed me emotionally. And I have brought back an NPC who's never been in stream because she was dead. She wasn't supposed to be important. But Destiny had to go and say, what if my character admired yours strongly? And then that turned into, what if my character was in love with yours? And so now we have Cassandra. And she is back. And we have some surprises in store for you next week.
Oh my god, killer. Again.
Just when Mona and Dessa started talking
I know! Cypress is such a stan. Another guiding bolt.
Cypress said this ship will set sail at all costs.
Oh my god! Not another guiding bolt. Jesus Christ!
Double tap.
Double tap. Didn't do it the first time.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in.
Thank you.
We'll be back same time, same place, same back channel. It's gonna be great. Please follow us on all of our socials at Crits and Chaos. They're everywhere. Again, Crit Awards are up if you want to give that a check out. Go ahead. If not, we get it. We're just here to create a cool story for you. And apparently I'm here to break all of your hearts. So
motherfucking Gage.
This journal's gonna go crazy.
I don't think I have anything else for you guys, but thanks for watching.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Didn't know that I would feel just like my heart's on fire whenever I'm with you.